and the parts brought together into a harmonious whole. The knowledge that the devil had and the knowledge that the prophets had is all necessary to produce a complete human mind. And the human mind is the mind of God. That's what you're getting now. You see? Allah created the mind in me with both of his hands. The devil and the prophet. And all of them called him my Lord. In order to be a devil, you got to know the truth of how to be that. Allah is the truth. Like when you look at Star Wars, you notice the dark side and the light side. You know, the force is one. Got a dark side and a light side, but it's all one. Yeah. That's the way the truth is. There's a truth. As the book says, there's a way, a truth that seemeth right unto a man. I shall make evil fair seeming. There is a way that seemeth right unto a man, but the end thereof are the ways of death, the ways of sin. You know, it's like a person seeking. There was a time when medicine was the medical profession was nothing but a bunch of witch doctors, or a bunch of people just calling themselves doctors, which were nothing more than people. What they would call now, they had a word for charlatan. People don't know nothing about medicine, putting leeches on people, talking about they say, there's a doctor doing this. Well, that's the way this world is set up. There's a way that seemeth right. Well, to them at that time, made sense. But to leech on it, he sucked all the bad blood out of them and new blood replaced it. He did well. Huh? Makes sense to me. Well, you did not. So, I mean, now you look back at it and say, people had to be crazy. Yeah, and no, they had to be ignorant. That way seemed right. Huh? And so, likewise, but the end of it, nothing but the way to death. You needed more study. You needed to wait until that moment of time where all the kingdoms were delivered to you. Well, you're in that time now where all of the kingdoms have been delivered unto the death. You see? And you all put all that stock in going to your colleges and universities and stuff. I don't have people fall out with me because I told them to come out of there. Left me. Why? Because they think that they ain't had sense enough to look at the devil's world with all of your degrees and all of this kind of thing. Look at the shape the world is in. I'm not telling you that we don't need education. I'm telling you that by now you should realize that you better get the word of God in you first. Then add to other things, because some of the things he's teaching you, you don't need to learn. So how you going to know that if you don't have a foundation in righteousness. You just tell your children that you mistreating them if you think they're behind. Told your children, call me if you think you're being abused. Yeah, that. Now you talk about a double-edged sword for a black child to be calling the white man because he thinks he's being abused. If you think you're being abused, you wait till he gets you. mm, mm, mm. What can I say? You dishonored your parents. If he can get you to do that, well, he can get you to do a whole lot of other things. So it's time now that all of us get into my class so that you can get a foundation that is sure, so that your house don't fall because it's built on sand. Your mind, that look how you go to college, and the same books that you studied from for most of his courses, 4 years later, they don't even use them books no more. Now you have paid all that money for stuff that done got outdated once you finish. That's why they tell you forget what you learned in college. See, he don't tell you the truth that you can learn anything. You know how people used to learn how to practice law? A lawyer would take them under their wing and they go into court and watch how it goes for a while. And the lawyer would tell them that, yeah, I think you're ready. And then they just start practicing law. You know why they're doing it with schools and stuff now? That's because they want to control how many you do it. They don't want you to be able to do it. You can learn how to fly without going through all of that stuff they put you in school. Just get in a plane with somebody who knows how to fly, and they can teach you how to fly. That's too much like life. They want to make you learn a whole bunch of stuff to make you think they done gave you something that really, if it was worth anything, they wouldn't tell you when you get to another job. Forget what they told you in school, and this is how we're going to do that. Then if I don't want to forget what they told me in school, what do you make me go there for? Because we wanted to get your money. That's why we sent you there. Make you go there. The Wizard of Oz, go bring us the broomstick from the Wicked Witch of the West. Come back when you get the broomstick. Huh? And when they got back there, he still wasn't going to give them if they hadn't discovered him back there lying. Is that right? So let me tell you something. If you want to be successful, the key to success is going around successful people. Keep your mouth shut, your eyes and ears open, and speak when you're spoken to. And if you have a question, ask it in a humble way, and they will teach you. So, most people have never learned that simple truth. Successful people do not run with unsuccessful people. Unsuccessful people run around with other unsuccessful people. Everything finds its own level. You see. So you can't hang out with me and be a failure. That just ain't going to happen. You walk with me, you going to be a success because I'm going to demand that you get up and go to work. Ain't no shortcuts to success. A steady drip of water will wear a hole through steel if it's left dripping there long enough. It ain't nothing that you stick to of good, especially that if you keep on working at it, you can accomplish it. And you know what we made night for? For rest. And I'm talking about rest in the sense of stop work. When you don't actually know what you're doing, stop and go and do some research before you mess up your project. Work when you know what you're doing. When you don't know what you're doing, stop what you're doing. Go find out how to do it. Then come back and take it up again. Am I clear? All right. But in order to do that, you got to be patient. You know how people get in a hurry. I know I got to have it now. Yeah, and I know you want it now, but you don't know how to do it right now. So why not go and learn how to properly do it so that you will be pleased with the result that you get? Can't wait. That's what you're doing now. You're going to mess it up and have to start all over. That's where that old saying goes. So you always never got enough time to do it right, but you always got enough time to start all over. Simply because you didn't hear God when he said you seek his assistance through patience and prayer. That's right. Allah is the truth. When you seeking the truth, when you don't know it, you got to be patient. And you got to be prayerful. You got to ask questions. You got to seek it out. So Jesus, he told them, you know, the resurrection is a classroom. They are become as the angels. He said, but they are as the angels of God in heaven. As I'm teaching you, if you are receiving what I'm sharing with you, then you know more than a lot of the prophets who wasn't even taught this. They just trusted the inspiration that Allah gave them. And they spoke what he said speak. And they didn't even try to explain it because they knew that wasn't for them to do. As Allah says to Prophet Muhammad, if we show you the understanding of part of what we gave you to promise them, it will cause you to misunderstand, meaning cause you to die. Your responsibility is to deliver the message, and upon us rest explaining it. It wasn't time for the scriptures to be explained before I got here. No. The day don't show up until the sun show up. The sun is the bringer of the day. It's not called the night of judgment. It's called the day of judgment. And that day is called the Sabbath day. And the Son of Man is the Lord of the Sabbath day. And you say, I'm here. You can't produce no preacher or no imam or no rabbi or no bishop. You can't produce nobody who can come in here and call themselves arguing with me. I have to say it like that. I mean to say it like that as a provocation. I want them to get the nerve to come in here so I can prove to you that I don't say things in vain. You know, when I'm speaking and I hear a little noise, I'll stop and say, is there somebody said something? I heard a noise there. And if I can hear a little noise, what makes you think that when people talking to me and I say, just a moment, what makes you think they didn't hear me? You know why they don't stop? It's because they're afraid that of the questions that I'm about to ask. When you know what you're talking about, you're not afraid of nobody asking you questions. I know what I'm talking about. I don't think I know what I'm talking about. I know what I'm talking about. That's why you won't hear no white people accusing me of teaching hate because I say they to them. You know, whenever you what God made you, you ain't never got to be ashamed of that. Be ashamed when God say, okay, I want you to be something else. And I will make you. Time to be in the devil is over. Time to stop. Time to be changed. Time to transform. I'm ready to do what I'm supposed to do. So it's written. It's the Holy Quran reminding you that the resurrection ain't talking about no getting nobody up out of no ground. But this is what the disbelievers in the prophets, you know, you remember the Sadducees? They didn't believe in the resurrection because they didn't understand what the resurrection was about. They thought they understood. And you know the sad part, you look at these movies that they have come out the horror movies. They show you people getting up out the graveyard. They don't call it no great thing. They call it a horrible thing. You talking about you looking forward to seeing your dead grandmama or your dead daddy and all of them again. If you saw your dead daddy or your dead mama again, you'd have a heart attack. You know that ain't supposed to happen. You only see that in horror films. Just think, what if everybody took a vacation in there? And then there's now everybody that ever died come back. Where would you put all them billions and trillions of people? I mean, when you think of it, you realize that somebody just been lying to you. But the book calls it the spiritual resurrection. Because if you ignorant, it's your mind that needs resurrecting. And that's what I'm doing right now. You in the day of resurrection now. And it says, and those who disbelieve This is the 67th verse there in the 27th chapter of the Holy Quran. Those who disbelieve say, when we have become dust and our fathers ought to, shall we indeed be brought forth? We have certainly been promised this, we and our fathers before these are not but stories of the ancients. That these are not but stories of the ancients. No, that's your misunderstanding of what the resurrection is. Allah says to them, He tells me to say to you, travel in there, then see what was the end of those guilty who disbelieved in the messengers of God, and instead of submitting, instead of accepting their guidance, decided they're going to fight. I'll tell you what, show me somebody who claimed that they were following the Honorable Elijah Muhammad that turned around and called him a lie. Show them to me, and you show me the ones that done had some good luck. And grieve not for them. Allah told me don't be feeling sorry for them. Don't worry over them. Grieve not for them, nor be distressed because of what they plan. Don't be afraid of me. People come telling me I got it. You better not let nobody know you're a Muslim. You know, people hate the Muslims. So that's a problem. That ain't my problem. If anybody that hates a Muslim hates righteousness, and anybody that's not righteous is not a Muslim. Muslim means one who submits to the will of God. If you're not doing God's will, you ain't no Muslim. And I can find out if you're doing His will very quickly. His will is expressed in His word. And if you don't understand His word, how are you doing His will? No, you're doing your will and forging Allah's name to it. But not no more. I'm not going to let you get away with that. And grieve not for them, nor be distressed because of what they plan. And they say, when will this promise come to pass if you are truthful? Come out to resurrect. Say to them, maybe somewhat of that which you seek to hasten has drawn nigh to you. And when you see all these things, know that the end, that it is nigh, even at the door. What's that? Nations rise up against nations, and kingdoms against kingdoms, and earthquakes in different places. When you see these things, know that the end is nigh, even at the door. Then it says, and surely, remember, now Jesus said, I am the door of the sheep. Didn't He say that? Well, if He's the door, don't you know a house got more than one door in it? You go through that house, every room in that house, there's a door. And I'm at the door. I'm not just at Jesus' word. I can go to Muhammad's word. I can go to Jeremiah's word. All of the doors. It is not even at the door. And it says, and surely thy Lord is full of grace to men. Go over here to the book of John, the first chapter, and the 14th verse. It says, and the Word was made flesh and dwelt among us, and we beheld his glory, the glory as of the only begotten of the Father, who was full of grace and truth. And surely thy Lord knows, pardon me, it says, and surely thy Lord is full of grace to me. But most of them do not give thanks. And surely thy Lord knows what their breasts conceal and what they manifest. You see? I know what you think you know. Yeah. I know the part. It's just like when I told you about Donald Trump, when he said he's going to drain the swamp. I knew what he was talking about. Look at all of the vacant jobs, that positions that go along with a cabinet, with a presidential administration, that now ain't nobody occupying those jobs. Which means that job ain't getting done. He said he was going to bring all the best people. You should have asked him the best at what? No, but you always, when people, I used to make that mistake. I used to think that anybody that got up in front of me that was black was on my side. When I first joined the Nation of Islam, I thought all black people were decent, good people. But I grew up. When I was a child, I understood as a child. When I became a man, I put away childish things. The Honorable Elijah Muhammad, in the Theology of Time, he woke us up. But most of us, we were so busy wanting to be seen and heard that we didn't pay him no attention. Didn't even listen. I want you to, this is Mike 2 here. Y'all put it on there. I want you to hear what the Honorable Elijah Muhammad said. And then you will understand that I'm not reinventing the teaching. I'm showing you that I just grew up. Put the messenger picture up there. With your boss, but I'm not return you this. I don't go to the nations of the East to get something from them for myself. I get that for you. And now you are spreading all over the path that I've been trying to make for you. Absolutely destroying. Because you want to be the big boy for yourself. And you are making yourself deliverable. What I have been told that you are trying to do, where I have gone along. I feel like the ostrich. I want to hide my head in this sand for your foolish act. As soon as I went and began to talk, trade for you with J. Can you husband. Want to try to get a fiery trade for yourself. Such
foolish people. Throughout this country, there is little clusters of groups of my people here trying to trail me everywhere that I go to get a step business with the people. If I would go to Russia, you go in there. I can get into Russia today for you if I want. But I respect the American government. I won't go and grab their aid to help me. I don't need them.
I think past that, Mr. Trump, go to Russia and get them to help them. When the reporter asked Mr. Putin, did you order your staff, your military people, to help Donald Trump win the election? He said, no. Yes, I did. Yes, I did. Donald Trump said Russia didn't help. See how Mr. Putin fronted him right there in front of everybody? Said, yeah, I ordered him there. What did the Honorable Elijah Muhammad say? I don't have to go to Russia. I could go and get into Russia today. He said, but I respect the American government. I will not go to their enemies to get help. I don't need it. Huh? Now, let's go a little further here. Now, he talked about how many of us who look like him, his followers, supposed to be his followers, going around the country, everywhere, no group, everywhere he go, they go there. That's what he said. Let's go there. Just listen.
But as God told me, they won't do nothing, meaning you, but makes you ashamed. You makes me ashamed. I'm trying to make it good and easy for you. But the nation of the earth who knows me, and you comes along and kicks everything over for self. You want something for self. You don't want nothing. Well, why didn't you go in front of me? This is what you are doing for the good thing that I'm trying to set up for you. Coming along behind me, asking the people to deal with you. You are the most sinless people ever lived on earth. You don't want no leadership. The Holy One teaches me that. But every one of you wants to eat you spread out for yourself. Didn't want to take the book that Allah had given to them with all the knowledge therein to teach you. You grabbed it and go to try to teach it yourself without the knowledge. Keeping the blind, and the deaf, that come without a life of justice and righteousness. You are crazy. Nobody wants you, but God and myself.
Who else wants you? Ain't nobody trying to do nothing for you but me. All the rest of them, they lie to you because you just as easy to trick as a monkey is to give a coconut to. People just come to you and tell you, tickle your ear, and you, boy, he's joking. He's joking. Ain't doing nothing. Doing nothing for you. So, I mean, if any of them was doing something for you, they be in here telling me, you don't know what you're talking about, brother. I'm doing plenty for our people. How many of them have I asked to show me? How many of them have I asked to show me? Just tell me where your website is. We're going there and look and see what you're doing. I'm not upset when I see good works. But I already know what I'm going to find. The best they're going to show you is a big building where they call it a church or a mosque or something, where they can get a congregate you there so they can stick their hand in your pocket. No. So, and man, come out, he's God's representative. What God you talking about? Since when do God send somebody and he don't know that he sent them? When did that ever happen? You may say you don't believe I'm the Son of Man, but you see in the book, it says, Son of Man, I do send thee. Who is that talking to? He's talking to Ezekiel. So Ezekiel talking to himself. He said the word of the Lord came to him. To do what? To say to me. As Jesus said, the words that I'm speaking, they're not mine. But here's that sent me. And when he comes, he's going to guide you into the understanding of it. I'm the one that they refer to as the firstborn of God. I'm the first mind. The mind that's in me is the first mind that was born from the Holy Scriptures and from the devil. By mixing the two together. One new man. Both Adams. The first man, Adam, was made a living soul. The last Adam was made a quickening spirit. And from them twain, God made one new man. One new man. And that's the one that's talking to you now. Well, I'm not gonna go over the time. See, that 3 hours gone. So I'm going to stop right there. And if it pleases Allah, I'll be back. Remind me and let's take this up Friday. But I am still kind of tired from that long drive. So, unless somebody has something they want to ask me before I go, I don't like to leave you hanging. If you got something you want to ask me, I will take that time to answer your question. Brother Michael, put those phones on where people can ask questions now.
All participants are muted, and they can unmute themselves. Q&A session is over.
Is that both rooms? Okay. Now, if some of you had something you want to ask me, you're welcome to do so. Well, and I will let you go. May Allah bless us all and keep us safe and in our right mind. And if it pleases Allah, I will be back to talk with you again Friday. And I'm glad to be back in the city of Detroit with you for a little while. And we Yeah. I want all of you who are not well know that you are in our prayers. I always ask our Lord to look out for my people. Because we've definitely been afflicted. And you are in our prayer. And I'll say one more time, as I told you before, stop trying to judge. Don't try to judge nobody. Don't try to judge yourself. Because if you do, you're going to wind up committing suicide. Don't. You know, as I told you, if it's things you got on you, you got my phone number. All you have to do is give me a call. I can forgive anything that you need forgiven for. That's part of the authority Allah gave me. You will feel much better when you get it off. You get it off of you. There's the old saying, take your burden to the Lord and leave it there. Now, some of you seem to think that that's what you call, that's your, if it's a monopoly, that's your get out of jail free card. If you just keep on doing wrong and come to me, keep getting forgiveness. Well, I want you to know that it don't work like that. Forgiveness is for those who are truly sorry and repent. You know, now you go back and do the same wickedness again. No. I'm going to tell you something else. If you join with me, it should be because you want to be righteous. What you join with me for if you want to go back and do the same thing he was doing before? What is that about? I'm not here to play them kind of games. All right. But look, get rid of them guns. If you got a gun, you get rid of it. I didn't say go pawn it. I didn't say get rid of it. I'd beat it I'd bend the barrel, I'd beat it down, and then throw it in the gun. Then go sell it for junk. Iron. Sell it for iron. Trust in Allah. I do. I mean, I ain't never forgot. Every time I don't even like to look at the tape no more with President Kennedy. I never forgot. You know, that image of his head being blown, piece of his head flying off. And he was surrounded by people with guns to protect him. But it didn't hit him. Now, what am I supposed to do thinking that a gun gonna protect me? No. A gun cannot protect you. That's why they don't call it a protection. They call it a gun. Allah is one of his attributes is to protect him. Now, he said, no weapon that's formed against you shall prosper. Trust that. Trust him. And even if you shot me down, I would not lose my faith in Allah. I still go down and have faith in Allah to know that my life and my death is all for Him. If He let you do that, it's because He had a plan. And it included my death. Not because He couldn't protect me. He already showed me how He protects me. If He can stop a Mack truck from hitting me without even screeching the tire, He can sure stop a little lead pellet. I ain't worrying about what you talking about you gonna do. You ain't gonna do nothing. But what Allah let you do. And if Allah lets you do it, well then if He gonna let Him do it, well then that's His business. No, one thing, you sure can't kill the mind that's in me with a bullet. This mind is here to stay. Oh, like that song, He has sounded forth the trumpet that shall never call retreat. And He is sifting out the hearts of nations before His judgment. Oh, be swift, my soul, to answer, and be jubilant, my feet. For our God is marching on. That's a beautiful song. Anyway, let us go. And I look forward to talking with you, friends. May Allah bless.
This session is no longer being recorded. Your conference recording has stopped. Goodbye.